Hi, this is Hani Alabadi.
And I'm Rami Haykel.
And we are from
Bilocate.
Bilocate.
Please join us, we want to show you something else.
And now you are watching Brutally Delicious with Bruce Moore.
Welcome to Brutally Delicious. I'm Bruce Moore, and today we've got a great show for you. We're here in the kitchen with Mike Liberty from True Liberty. Mike, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
Glad you came out. What do you got in store for us today?
I'm going to set us up with some punk rock taco salad. It's not really a taco salad, but that's what we call it because we didn't have a better name for it.
Perfect. If you're ready, we can go ahead and get started.
All right. First thing I start with is some deer meat. Good old-fashioned American deer meat.
I've not had deer meat too often, so I don't know what to expect yet. I think I've had it in roast, but never like that.
It's good stuff. It's a very lean meat. Very clean, very lean. But let's start by browning this up.
So we're just going to brown that up like over medium heat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just throw a little pepper in there.
While that's cooking, if you don't mind, we can do a little bit of check.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your new disc, Mark for Life, has been out for a little bit of time here. How do you feel about it now that you've had time to sit down? Are you still satisfied with the outcome?
I am. We just released the disc 2 months ago. We've toured with it, and we've gotten a really good response from it. I think it's our best album yet. You know, we strive to improve with every album.
Right.
And I think we've achieved that this time around because it's come out well. And with every album we do, there's always a song or two on the album that you look back and go, I kind of wish we had to put that on the album. But with this album, there's really no songs that we're not happy with. So.
What's your writing process like? Do you guys all write together? Is it more the efforts in one particular band?
I'm pretty much all the talent in the band is right here. No, we kind of write separately, but we also write together. The way it usually goes down is I'll come up with an idea for a song, and then I'll present it to the band and say, hey, I got this song, and then Aaron will have a song, or Godfrey, the bass player, will have a song that he'll come up with. Sometimes we'll just sit down and write a song together. The song Broken Dream on the album, actually, it's kind of funny when we wrote that song. I had an idea for the song, and literally my entire idea consisted of the line Broken Dream. And I called Aaron and I said, I got this idea for a song. I said, I don't have any lyrics to it yet. I just know that I want the chorus to end with kind of a da-da-da-da-da of a broken dream. And that's literally all I had.
And that's what you gave
him? And I knew a week later, Aaron comes back and goes, hey, I got this song, Broken Dream, written for you. And he came out and he wrote all the lyrics to the song and the music to that. When now I think it's one of the better songs in the album. So, we don't really have, we don't sit down and say, okay, we're going to write. We just kind of write throughout the week. And I would probably wrote 2 or 3 of those songs sitting in church because I get inspired by sermons and I'll write there.
I know it's punk rock, but do you guys write with the stage setting in mind, or are you writing just for the songs?
We really kind of just write the songs. It's whatever inspires us at the time is what we write. And most of our songs come from life experiences or what's going on really week to week with us.
Right.
We kind of joke that you can tell what True Liberty was going through at the time, just based on the song.
So you're wearing your heart in your sleeve?
Oh, absolutely. There's a song called You Lose on the album. And it was just, I was having one of these days. I came home and I was just so miserable. Everything that went on that day, it could have gone wrong, went wrong. And I was angry, and I was actually talking to Aaron on the phone. I said, man, I've had this terrible day. And I said, I'm going to write a song about it. I said, can I write a song that says screw you? And he's like, I don't know if that's a good title on a Christian album. And I'm like, well, that's how I feel. And he goes, well, just write it, we'll see what it is. So I wrote the song You Lose, and it's a very angry, aggressive song.
Right.
But it was how I was feeling that day, and it's really about how things are trying to keep you down in the world. Of course, Satan trying to keep you down, and that's just really what the song's about. Is hey, screw you, we've already won. So
right.
And it's just very fighting mad kind of song. We don't hide behind anything. If it's on our hearts and our minds, we put it out in the album. We definitely wear it on our sleeves when it comes to the song.
I know I'm not still going there, but you said you just got off a tour recently, right? Is that correct?
We just came off a fairly short festival tour. We did Ichthus Festival for the second time. We did Atlanta Fest for the first time, which was a lot of fun. And then we just kind of did I guess you can call it somewhat a semi-Midwest tour. We went down through Louisiana, which was the first time we went down that way.
Okay. Good reaction, good responses?
Yeah, we had nothing but good shows. Every show on the tour was great. Had some, as any tour, you have interesting things that happen on the tour, a lot of fun times. But yeah, it was probably one of my favorite tours we've done so far. Just good times. We brought Andrew Godfrey back out. He has toured with us for 3 years now. He produced the first 2 albums.
Okay.
And just playing with him, having him on stage with us again was a lot of fun because we haven't played with him in about a year. So having him on the road with us, was a lot of fun. Having kind of one of the original groups back together. So it was a lot of fun and we had a great time.
Okay. I think when we were talking about what you were going to make here for, you said this sort of was inspired by being on the road. Is that correct?
It was actually inspired by a friend of mine who's a big supporter of the band, a guy named Matt Lopresti. He's my resident fat guy. If you ever want to find
insulting everybody systematically here.
That's all right. I mean, if you ever want to find something good to eat, go to a fat guy. That's what I would say.
Right.
And Matt's a good friend of mine I grew up playing music with, and we would always go hang out at his house, play guitar, and cook and make stuff to eat. So we started making this when we were young. I've changed the recipe quite a bit later to make it more on the road friendly.
So is this something you can actually make on the road? I mean, you've done it before?
We can, yeah. I mean, typically if you're on the road, we just run to the restaurant and get some ground beef because we don't have the deer meat available, obviously.
Right.
Unless you get some roadkill or something.
Nice.
So it feeds a lot of people, and that's obviously important when we're on the road.
Right.
Everybody gets tired of hot dogs and pizza every night.
Fast food and Taco Bell and all.
Yeah. And we actually try to eat semi-healthy on the road. Not that this is the healthiest meal, but we try to eat fairly healthy because it does make you.
I mean, I think you would probably have to because you can't play night after night and exist on that stuff for 10, 12, 14 days at a time.
Well, exactly. And when you're sitting out on these festivals and the heat stuff, and you've been eating pizza and everything else every day, you start sweating it out, and you feel like crap if you're out on the road doing that kind of stuff.
Right.
Nothing worse than feeling bad when you're trying to play.
How does it make you feel when the energy you envisioned when putting the record together in the studio comes to life in front of those festival crowds? That's a big payoff?
Oh, absolutely. One of my favorite things was when we released this album. This album came out, I think, about 2 or 3 weeks before we hit the road. And to me, one of the biggest payoffs I always get is we were in North Carolina. We're playing songs with this album. It's the first time we've played them in front of a crowd. And I'm watching kids in the crowd singing the songs back to me.
Oh, really?
They know the lyrics better than I do because I'm still forgetting lyrics of their new songs to us. And they're singing the lyrics back to us. So that's always, to me, a huge payoff to see it come to life. That and at Ichthus Festival, a guy came up to me after we played the first time. And he says, "Hey man, that song You Lose," talking about that song, and he goes, "I love that song." He goes, "That's how I felt so many times." He's like, "That is my theme song for life." He'd never heard it before. And he's like, "This is my favorite song." And the next day he comes out to see us play again, and he brings 20, 30 more people with him because he wants his friends to hear the song, and he's just going absolutely nuts about the song.
That's kind of a cool payoff. I mean, I guess that's kind of a cool payoff too, besides even the crowds, but I mean, you get the inspirational stories then too?
Oh, absolutely. We get so much of that. I mean, we have, it's neat as we go through things, the stories we get back from people, whether it's, face-to-face or email.
Right.
We've gotten email from people, saying, I was kind of the loss of my life. I don't know where I was going, and I heard, blah, blah, blah song from you guys, and it changed my life. And that, to me, so many times when I'm writing a song, I don't think about, hey, this song might be important. Somebody might really, get what I'm saying. And it's neat because not everybody gets what you're saying in a song. Like that particular guy, he got what I meant in You Lose. He's like, no, that's exactly how I feel. And it's neat to see somebody else, not only for them, but for me, it's like, oh, you've been through what I've been through. And so we kind of get a little bond going there.
But I mean, you probably get emails then and phone calls.
We do.
Stuff the way it's affected people.
Oh, absolutely. There was kind of a neat story. About 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, the band was going through a lot of things.
Say that a minute.
Yeah. And I was actually in the process of potentially quitting the band because we're having financial troubles and tour troubles, and just everyone in the band was going through a lot of issues at the time.
Right.
And we got an email from a fan that just, it was very simple. Just said, I love what you guys are doing. Your songs have inspired me. I had trouble with drugs and things of that sort. And from listening to you guys and hearing your stories, and seeing her video, which kind of dealt with drug use and suicide and that sort, that said, it changed my life. And he says, I don't know where you guys are, blah, 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 but just please keep doing what you're doing. because there's a lot more kids out there like me. And that was such a big smack in the face to me.
Yeah, it was stunning.
Maybe we shouldn't quit the band, stop doing this just now. So, stuff like that is what keeps us going, the fans and getting to see what we do for people. We do a lot of military shows, and knowing that we're helping those guys out, that's such a big deal for us.
You just mentioned it. I know you're involved in other things that help people as well. You're involved in Guitars for Vets as well, is that correct?
Yeah, Guitar for Vets is a neat program. We do guitar lessons when guys come back from overseas, if they want to play. It's part of their recreational therapy. What we do is we offer them 10 free guitar lessons. We'll sit down with them one-on-one, go through the lessons.
I think I've seen a clip on CNN.
Yeah, we just did a CNN interview.
Right.
Once they get done with the 10-week course, they get a free guitar that's donated. They get a gig bag and a tuner. All that is donated, and they get to take that on with them. And it's a really neat program because, again, I think I benefited from as much as they do.
Right. Well, just the story.
Well, we get, we talk the stories and stuff, and just getting that perspective of what these guys have been through. And they put so much in line, fight so much for what we're doing. We're on the road playing shows and touring and stuff, and we have that availability. That's because of what these guys are doing.
Right.
They're fighting for us, so it's a neat way for us to give back. And we're able to give them something that they can take with them throughout the rest of their lives.
Right.
I had a student, I talked about this on the CNN interview, that told me that the only reason he got out of bed was because of his guitar. He said he was suicidal. He said the only thing that kept him getting out of bed was because he wanted to learn to play guitar. And he'd see that guitar, and I told him, hey man, if you get depressed, grab that guitar. He'd say, I'm not a songwriter. I'd say, I don't care if you're a songwriter. It doesn't have to rhyme, it doesn't have to make sense. Just write down what you feel and play chords to it.
Right.
And if it sounds good, then great. If it doesn't, who cares? Just put it out there. And he would come to lessons, and he would have these songs that were, sometimes we did these rants, and they were just, they didn't make any sense. But sometimes they were really good songs we work on. And I'm like, dude, you wrote a song. And he's like, wait, I wrote a song? I'm not a songwriter. How did I write a song? I'm like, see,
so then their whole persona changes then, right?
Oh, absolutely. And he would tell me, it's like, this is why I get out of bed. He's like, because this is a gift that you've given me, and to me that's such a huge impact. To feel that I've given that to someone. So it really is neat.
That's pretty cool.
To straighten this off here. We got another bowl to fill it in, maybe. We'll go in the big bowl.
All right. Oh, we're ready to go ahead and dump it on in?
Yeah, we can dump it in right here.
It definitely has very, very little fat now.
No.
You're 100% right.
They actually have to add fat to the deer meat. The steer is such a lean meat that if you don't add fat to it, it'll burn when you're cooking it.
Interesting.
So they add a little bit of beef fat to it.
Anyway.
Like if you get steaks and stuff on deer meat, they don't add the fat to it. So you have to be real careful when you're cooking it so you don't burn it up.
So is that even on the grill too? If you throw a deer steak on the grill?
Yeah. You need to cook it slower. That's where a lot of times you see people wrap with bacons to keep that fat in them. All right, this is the easy part. We're gonna bust up a head of lettuce here. Give you that. We're real delicate with the lettuce.
It's all part of the punk rock thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's recommended to pick your nose before you do this.
Absolutely.
And you give it to everybody else. We like to keep it simple because it's a head of lettuce, it's a pound of ground beef or deer.
So you could use, whatever you had. You could use ground beef if you wanted to, or ground pork, or ground turkey, or anything.
Because we're bowl size, I'm not going to do the whole head of lettuce. We'll mix that up a little bit. Again, some people might want to use tongs or something, but
it's rock and roll or punk rock or whatever you want.
That's right. Yeah, if you're using salad utensils and you're kind of a hippie,
What do you guys have planned? What's next?
We're working on the Northwest tour. Aaron, our drummer's from New Hampshire area, up New England, and he likes to get up that way and play for all those guys up there. So we're gonna head up that way. Probably end of September. Try to do a little short tour up that way.
Right.
For now, Aaron's getting ready to move to Costa Rica in January. Hopefully, if everything goes through for him. So immediately our plans are, our long-term plans are we're going to do a live album. We've been talking about it for 3 years.
You're going to record that on this track?
I don't know if we're going to do this track or not, but we wanted to get a live album done. It's just something we've always wanted to do. We work with a really great producer in the studio named Todd Corbin at the Blasting Room. I'm sorry, at Living Room Studios, and we have Stephen Egerton from The Descendants does our mastering work. So we really want to get that done and send it out to those guys. And just kind of see how it goes. It's just something we've always wanted to do. So.
Are you planning on replacing Aaron, or temporarily, or how's that going?
That's a little up in the air. Aaron's talked about coming home and doing some touring while he's overseas. I don't think we're going to replace Aaron just yet. We may get a fill-in to do some additional touring.
Right.
So we've got a few people that we've talked to that, and the kind of plan is if we do find someone, Aaron's going to kind of train them to fill his shoes a little bit.
And with technology, I mean, he could probably write the album from wherever he is in the world, right?
Oh, certainly, yeah. I mean, we can still write the albums together and do everything. The distance doesn't change.
And phone in his parts or whatever, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we've got friends who actually, one of the guys is in Africa, the other one's guys in the State, and they did their album and they recorded in different studios and put it all together.
And nobody would ever know, right?
So we can still record albums together doing that way, and so I don't think that's going to hinder us. And we'll just see, what happens. For us, we kind of feel like all the doors are just wide open, and we'll jump through whatever one seems to us best. So.
Perfect. All right.
Here's where it gets complicated. We're going to add stuff.
I don't think anything is complicated about this recipe.
No, there's nothing complicated about it. Dump some cheese in there. We've actually made it a bigger bowl. Throw some black olives in there.
All right, so we're back with a bigger bowl this time. We can get the whole thing in there. So we've gone ahead and crushed up the rest of that lettuce, right?
Yep.
And now we can dump it all in there.
All right. We're going to get to this.
And now we can actually feed a whole band or at least 4 people with this.
Yeah, 2 to 3 people, sure.
2 to 3. 4 in my case, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
you can feed a bunch of people with it.
So we added, what, about a can of olives?
Yeah, we got a can of olives. We've got
about 8 ounces or so. What was that, cheddar?
Cheddar. We've got some pepper jack. Probably a block or so of pepper jack. We've got a can of corn.
Just regular old can of corn?
Yep. Strained.
Thought I had done that already, but...
Hands make great strainers.
And then the
final ingredient.
The croutons of sorts.
That's right. Now you got to take this, crush them a little bit.
So not only is this filling, but it's fun.
Yeah, and it's healthy. Because Doritos have corn in them, and corn is a vegetable.
Right. And the cheese, so you got some dairy going on.
Yeah, it's totally healthy for you.
Right. Let me grab my spoon to put my salad on cheese. My drumstick spoon.
All right, now we're going to mix all that up.
Can I do the honors?
Absolutely. And the final ingredient to this
is a no-name brand of ranch.
There's a no-name brand of ranch, which if you chug that, I'll give you $10.
There is no way that's worth $10. I'll tell you what, you chug that, I'll chug that for $10 and I'll run and get some of that hot sauce I was just telling you about.
No deal.
No deal.
Folks are fancy, but we're just going to go.
I love it.
There you go. A lot easier this way than using a fork. So I recommend your hands because you get a better presentation.
Oh, look at that. You get the whole fingerprint indent and the whole deal.
Exactly. Total presentation.
It works. How'd you make out?
Go for it.
Here's the big pan. Let's see what we got. That's real good, Mike.
The deer meat gives it just a little bit of a wild taste to it, so you get a little gamey taste in there. Which
It
is
is
good.
definitely different than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But it's not overwhelming. Like I said, I'm not
Yeah, it's a very mild gamey taste.
a deer meat aficionado at all, and I've never had it. Well, in roast, but yeah, it's pretty good. Very good. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And for those out there, go pick up the new Mark for Life True Liberty CD. And again, Mike, thank you. Appreciate it. Good luck on the rest of the tour.
Thank you.
We'll see you.